There was a recent memo that went out saying that Mass Mutual is no longer supporting infinite banking. My name is Darius.
And I'm Carmen. Talk about that note. Well, let's go ahead and address it because that has come up and our followers, our subscribers, our clients are asking about
Chat
it.
support.
And we want to address it because people are freaking out. So Mass Mutual did send out a memo to actually life insurance agents that work for the company. It wasn't a public thing. It was just supposed to go to the agents that work for the company to let them know they are not supporting irresponsible tactics. Now, let's break that down a little bit more because there's a lot that goes into that. So first and foremost, when it comes to the catchphrase, infinite banking, bank on yourself, become your own bank, whatever you want to call it, it's a strategy or it's a lifestyle concept that is applied with using whole life insurance specifically. And it's really a lifestyle shift that should happen. It's not a sales or marketing play that should happen. I hope that you guys understand the difference for what I'm saying there in that aspect. It's lifestyle. This isn't a sales opportunity.
Right. And there's no such thing as an infinite banking policy. It's just whole life insurance in which we use the tool for the concept. So no matter how you cut, slice, create a whole life insurance policy, it's still going to be a whole life insurance policy. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to how you utilize that policy, the strategy or the concept is called infinite banking or bank on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Now, what needs to be said is that sometimes in industries, there are people who utilize concepts
or names to sell products.
Yeah, to sell products. And unfortunately, it's not done correctly. And what Mass has noticed, what we've seen throughout the industry is as this concept becomes more and more popular, there are clients, agents, and insurance companies that are put at a significant disadvantage because this policy might be sold incorrectly and not designed for everyone's needs. And when I say everyone's needs, we have to think about it. Whenever an agent designs a policy, we are life insurance agents. There are three parties that need to be satisfied, right? The client needs to be satisfied as far as making sure that we are accomplishing your goals with said policy. The agent needs to do their due diligence to make sure they are creating a sound policy. And then the life insurance company has to ensure that this policy is going to stay on the books because it's business at the end of the day. And when these three elements are met correctly, it becomes a really good relationship. However, out of the gate, if the client is sold a policy that isn't for their benefit or maybe written without much education or thought put to it, that's going to affect those three parties and it becomes a trickle effect. And unfortunately, that has been seen more and more throughout the industry as, again, this concept becomes more popular and it's used as a sales technique to get people into a policy, but maybe there isn't enough information in the background for that client to prosper and for everybody to prosper. And the policy can lapse. It can become an unfortunate situation for people.
Yeah, or the policy can become more expensive than what you suggested to the client if you do it incorrectly. So, for example, if you create a policy and you are dependent on the dividend being the only thing that grows the policy, then you have created a policy that isn't in the best interest of not only the client, but also not in the best interest of the insurance company. Mm-hmm. Because a dividend is not guaranteed. Even though insurance companies like Mass Mutual, they've been paying dividend for over 100 consecutive years, it's still something that isn't guaranteed. And sometimes, depending on how that policy is balanced or in balance, that could become a problem, especially if the dividend goes down.
Mm-hmm. And these are things that you need to know, right? And that's why we wanted to share this memo with you guys, because we know that the Wealth Nation family, you all are educated, you are dedicated to finding solutions for your financial goals. And it's imperative for us to make sure that we keep you all abreast of what's happening within the market. And that's why when Mass's memo was put on the mainstream market and it was basically leaked, we felt that it was important for us to address it and to let you all know that Mass is taking a stand. Mass Mutual, they're saying that they are no longer going to support essentially those individuals who are using this concept irresponsibly and who are selling products that just aren't going to serve not only the client, but them as well as a company. And it was of their benefit to create a legal document to make sure that it not only is it documented, but then also to warn all of the agents that we need to be on our P's and Q's and making sure that we're creating products that are sound for the clients. But what does this mean to you if you have a Mass Mutual policy, if you have an existing Mass Mutual policy, or even in the future, right? It's not going to affect anything that you have going on in the past or in the future. It was just, again, more so to let the clients know, or to let the agents know that they are really going to be scrutinizing any product that is going to come across their desk moving forward, because they are not supporting policies that aren't going to service what our clients need.
Right. So again, if you have an existing policy, you have an existing contract with that company, and they're going to honor that contract that you have. So nothing changes for you. As a matter of fact, this was a memo again that was sent out to the agent saying that if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or if you put information on YouTube as an example that's not correct, then not only are we going to put a cease and desist for you, but they're also going to shut down your relationship with Mass.
Now, let this be knowledge for you to make sure that the product that you have is going to sustain the test of time. Make sure that your ratios are in balance. When I say ratios, I mean how much money is being put towards your death benefit versus how much money is put towards your paid up additions rider.
Look at your cash value.
Yeah, look at that long term and see how that is going to affect the growth of your policy. Look at your MEC limit. Make sure that your policy isn't going to MEC or become taxable in the future. You have to understand how your policy was designed to ensure, again, that you have the right policy that was created for you. And of course, if you have questions and you need to get with the agent who created your policy, of course, we always want to support those of you who are doing exactly or who are putting the concepts in place that we talk about. But we have to sit here and remind you all that we are creating sound policies because we do this ourselves, and we have a community of individuals who are like-minded, who want to do the same things, who are creating the same lifestyle habits that we teach on the Wealth Nation channel. And if anything, Mass Mutual, that they review every agent that comes into their environment, and they make sure that they support them, right? Because they don't want to absorb any agents into their community or into their business with bad practices. So we are still selling with Mass Mutual. We are good. We aren't doing anything irresponsible as far as the design of the policies go, because we have to make sure at the end of the day that we can sleep at night knowing the policies that we create for our clients. So again, it was just very important for us to come online and make sure that you all understand what's happening in the market, and companies really are starting to scrutinize what's coming out, because again, this concept is growing in popularity, and the sales tactic can unfortunately outweigh what's actually happening with the lifestyle concept that we are trying to adopt.
So if you want more information on how to use your life insurance policy or create a policy, definitely check out our link below, where we have a masterclass that goes through that very thing.
And make sure that you own your own lifestyle,
or someone else will.